Okay, we're good. Done.
Bye.
Hey, no, you're good. You don't have to leave. Ah, you bailed. I wanted you to stay on for a minute. Oh, oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Tennessee man. Oh yeah. Yeah, hey, freedom. That's good. We love it when they smile. Welcome to the Work Hard People's Podcast. I'm James, the old guy. The beautiful Miss Emma is coaching her volleyball team this weekend, so she's out playing with them, having a great time. Hopefully, they're doing awesome. And we have a fantastic guest for you today, Miss Kimberly Trigo, who I like to just call Trigo. How you
Good
doing today?
morning. Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I love your background. It's beautiful. You're obviously out in the woods enjoying it.
Yes, thank you. We just got to our land Friday.
And you're building on that, right?
Yeah, we're going to be building a barn dominium.
Oh, those are so popular. They're everywhere.
Yeah, they're
They're
fun.
everywhere. That's good. Hey, oh, before I forget too, make sure like, subscribe. We are trying to put out some good content here, all kinds, fitness content, motivational content, inspirational stuff. And I mean, really that's why we have Kim on today. She is a writer. She's wrote some great articles. One of them I love to death. Was it Just a Season, right? Is that the name of it?
I think that was your favorite. Yeah.
That's my favorite one. And I honestly, people, I think it could be a movie. So let's throw her some support so that she can make this into a movie and make us all famous. But anyway, I've known Trigo for I don't know 13 years. Was 2011,
11.
10,
Yeah.
something like that when we started working together. So she has accomplished a lot. She's been through a lot and overcome a lot. And what I love the most about everything that she's been through and done is her attitude, right? She has a
Same,
good
same.
attitude,
Same,
right?
same.
You go through this stuff and you come out the other side smiling and because you appreciate the good things, right? It's not really about money or looks or this or that. It's about those that love you, those that are in your circle, those beautiful twins that you have, all of those things. That's what's important.
Amen.
So let's get into it now. So you're building a house. You're new to Tennessee,
Yeah, I am
California
brand
girl
new.
here, right?
California girl in Tennessee now.
Why Tennessee?
We just kind of got curious. During COVID, I think a lot of people got curious as to what else is out there. And we kind of got in the car and drove out, and everything was beautiful. There wasn't garbage everywhere. Um, there was a lot of like-minded people. I think when a 9-year-old held the door for my husband and said, "Come on in, sir." I know my husband was sold on this is where we wanted to raise our kids. We just loved, it was green, it was beautiful. So we said, why not?
So you notice the difference. There is absolutely a difference in the way people treat each other in the South.
Southern manners are a thing.
It is a real thing, and people don't realize it because if you travel outside the rest of the country, you go into the Northeast or you go out west, they're just different.
Mhm.
They're much faster. They're not as polite. They're very sometimes even rude at times, right?
We'll
Where
just say rude.
But you know what I'm saying, right? It's a
I do.
different
Yes.
vibe. I love that's one of the things I love. So I came out here when I was I don't know, 19, 18, 19, fresh in the Air Force. I was stationed at Maxwell Air Force Base in Montgomery, Alabama, and I was amazed. I was like, holy, this is not how I grew up.
Yeah.
So, and love it and live in Alabama now. I love it.
Yeah.
It is my home. So,
Well, my
but
mom always raised us, like to, when you make eye contact, say hello to somebody. And it got to the point on the West Coast where you were weird when you said hello to someone. They looked at you like you were weird. And so it's refreshing to be back, with people that have those same manners.
yeah, it is. So, you and I, like I said, we've known each other for many years. You are one of my favorite people on the planet.
Same.
Love you to death.
I
You and
told you when you left, I was going to stalk you forever.
yeah. So, and but this thing you're doing now, the writing, right? It's passionate, it's inspiring. Where does it come from?
um Part of my story, right? So I think we all have, a story, and whether we write it down or oil paint it or create something, from that, I think we're all sharing part of our story in some shape or form. And if we're not sharing it, then I think that you feel that inside, right? Something's missing in your life if you're not sharing your story and using what you've been through to help others, in my opinion.
No,
You
I
know, we
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
we weren't born to like work 9 to 5, pay our bills, and then die, right? And so it's about community. And I think I finally got to a place in my life when we landed here. I started writing on Sundays and was like, it's time. I mean, I started writing poetry in like 1989. I've just always loved to write. That's how I expressed my feelings. And so now it's like, okay, I'm going to share it, which is, makes you vulnerable. Um,
It's tough.
yeah, but I think finally, I think in your 40s, you get to that place where you're not really worried about what other people think.
Just don't care.
You just don't care.
Doesn't matter.
So it's time to share it.
It is. And that's so I know a lot about what you have been through in your life. I mean, I know that you and Devo were struggling to have children. You
We tried
went and
for five
got
years.
yeah, got a procedure done, wound up with beautiful twins. I
Amen.
remember when you started announcing that you were pregnant, how excited you were for that, and then it was twins. And
Ah,
it was good. It was a great time. It was nice to see you guys go through that and get those two precious children. And you're such an awesome mother. You
thank
guys
you.
are doing all this stuff. I mean, you get to the point where you're I mean, literally what was it, like the week before Christmas, you have a house fire and your entire world burns to the ground.
Yeah. So
How
the
was
twins were
that?
about, well, it was not a good week,
Of
but
course not.
yeah, yeah. So the twins were about 3.5. And what was crazy about that time is on Monday of that week in November, my husband was diagnosed with a large brain aneurysm. And so he had come home from work that Tuesday, and that Wednesday morning, I looked out and our garage was on fire. And
Oh,
so it was like, woo, overwhelming. It took the house, it took the cars, it took our pets. Turlock Fire Department, I'm going to give a shout out to them because everything sentimental was saved. My wedding dress, my dad's flag, all of our photos. We didn't lose those things or children. And so I think because the aneurysm diagnosis was before the fire, I wasn't really worried about the stuff. I was more worried about my husband. And so, once he got through that and he was okay, it was like, okay, it's just stuff. The rest is just stuff. But I wouldn't wish that season on anybody. I think that was one of my darkest seasons. I remember like I lost a lot of my hair. you know, I was
is
just
that one of are those things some of the things that led to writing you just a season?
um I that season is where the saying came from, with me and Diva, like it's just a season, like we'll get through this. At the time I was still going to school for my bachelor's degree. I was a stay-at-home mom. They were 3.5. So that age, it's a busy
Yeah,
age.
very.
I became a project manager. I didn't ask to become a project manager, but I was thrown into this role of rebuilding a house. And so it was a lot, even for Devo to get off work and we need to pick out light fixtures, by tomorrow or, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then coincidentally, we built this house. We moved home October of 2019 and we just sold it in May of 2022. So, you know, is crazy.
Making the move cross country.
Yeah, now we're making a move across country, which we
Uh,
never in a million years thought, back then that we would do. So we don't say never or forever anymore.
I'm glad you did. I know that your children will benefit. I know that both of you will benefit. It's just a better place. It just is.
Amen. Yes.
There's not a whole lot you can say. But one of the things that I love about the reason that article struck home to me was because we don't ever see the light until we see the dark, right? Without darkness, there is no light.
Mm-hmm.
Without bad times, there is no good times. Without sadness, there is no joy. We need these things in our life to build us up, to strengthen us. We all have issues where it comes to maybe motivation or inspiration. We're struggling to find our path. And it's usually through our darkest times that our true path is revealed to us.
True.
Right? And when you wrote that, when you we were talking earlier this year, and you're like, "Hey, did you see the article I published?" And I said, "No, where is it?" And I went and I read that thing, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is a freaking movie!" Like this, I instantly in my head could see somebody in a movie where they cover someone's life over a year, and they have all those seasons in their life. Good times, bad times, mediocre times. Because sometimes, you know what? We're just stagnant. I'm a firm believer that you're either growing or you're shrinking. You're never in the middle, right? It's always something. You're either getting better or you're not.
I,
And we
I,
all
I agree
have
with you.
times, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all have times where where maybe we're not getting better this day. But it's those dark times that make us better. It's the dark times that when we pull through the other side. How did you get through all that stuff to be who you are? Because you are a loving mother, a loving wife, a beautiful woman. You are so happy. When we talk, you're always laughing, always smiling, and I love every bit of it. Why? How can you do that with everything that you've been through?
Well, thank you. First, I have to correct you. I am not always happy, right? I am a raging lunatic some days. Let's
Yeah,
just keep
but
it.
you still wear that smile, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. I like things a certain way. I'm a huge control freak. I have a type A personality, but
Yes.
God love them. The three of them just put up with me and they get it. Um,
Yeah.
I think when you ask me that question, the first thing that comes to mind is God.
Yeah.
Um, for me, that's how I'm still standing here and laughing and smiling and able to get through those seasons because I know I couldn't have done that on my own. There's just no way. So
No,
I'm very grateful.
I agree. I make sure he sits over my shoulder if you can see it there.
I can see it.
He's there staring at me all the time just to make sure I don't do any stupid crap.
He needs to be staring at you, James.
Yes, he does. Yes, he
I'm kidding.
does.
I'm kidding. You are such a great
No,
guy in God.
actually, yeah, but I have my moments.
We all have our moments.
Nobody's
And that's the
perfect,
great
right?
thing about Christianity is like that we're forgiven, right? When
Yeah.
we fall short. Yeah.
Well, I look at it simply as for me, you brought up Christianity. There's a few things scripturally that speak to me like nothing else. And one of those things is um as Christ is on the cross, he forgives the man next to him because he says, "My brother at the end of this day will be in paradise together," right?
Mhm.
Telling him that, you know what, yeah, I know you messed up, but you get it now, you understand, and I'm going to take you with me. And the
Mhm.
other thing that is even more powerful to me is as he's up there and he looks down, he says, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do."
I know. It's heartbreaking.
Those that were destroying him, he begs his father to forgive them. And what lesson does that teach me? To forgive, no matter what the transgression is against me, to forgive and to go out and serve my fellow man and do the best that I can. And those are the two things more than anything else that I try to live my life by. I want to help people. I want to uplift and strengthen them. I get more joy in my own life watching others succeed than I do my own success. I have a beautiful family. I have beautiful people around me, and that is all I can ask for.
That's why when you told me about what you're doing, I know you're going to succeed because it's organic, it's authentic, it's like who you were made to be. You're not pushing a product. It's just that's in your heart. You want to help people, you know? So I love that. And speaking of forgiveness, have you heard, what makes a great marriage?
Uh, Enlighten me. I don't
Two
think
good
I've heard that.
forgivers.
That's right. That's good. Very true, right? Good
Yeah.
marriage, good friendship. It doesn't matter what the case is with that one, right?
Yeah.
You got to forgive each other because you live. So Kim and I, we have been together for it'll be 28 years in July. 28 or
Awesome.
29. Babe's in the other room. Honey,
You better
28 or
figure it out.
29 this July. 28? I think 28. So
Nice.
that is a lot of forgiveness, right? Because I know that I have been not a good guy all the time. I have done some stupid things, and I know that I have ticked my wife off, and vice versa. But we always find a way to kind of meet and figure it out and apologize and forgive each other. And it's so important. We need to do that with our people in our lives, friends, spouses, children. Children do stupid things too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
all
I
of it.
mean, we even need to ask our children to forgive us, you know?
Yeah, because we're not perfect.
Yeah. And we need to show them that you don't grow up
Yeah,
and you're not perfect when you're an adult. Adults make mistakes.
yeah, yeah. I actually remember the day still when I learned that my parents weren't perfect. I think we all have
Oh,
that day, right? You know,
like
because
Santa's not real. Our parents
yeah,
aren't perfect.
you idolize them, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, they're not perfect. They make mistakes too. So
Yeah. So tell me about your writing.
so for me, I'm working on a book. The book I'm working on right now is called Trucker Fit, and
Oh, cool.
when I was trying to be in good shape. I know when we worked together. I mean, I was always in the gym then. Always tried to stay in somewhat decent shape, and then I let it get away from me. And I mean, ooh, man, I was over 320 pounds. Just felt terrible, and decided to get my life back together and get things back in order. And I did most of that in the truck, driving truck. And what I found is that, so many truck drivers are unhealthy. They're not eating right. It's not always their fault. I mean, we are
A lifestyle, right?
well, it's a lifestyle, but we're also preconditioned through media and everything else that, it's okay to eat this, it's okay to eat that, and it's crap food. It's not good for us. And every truck stop you go into, they got the, 11.99 buffet. Eat all you want. It's none of it are healthy choices. So I had to make a lot of decisions, but I did all that while I was in the truck. So the whole point of the book is I'm just writing down exactly what I did, the way I changed my mind, the way I changed my diet, how I prepped food, how I cooked food on the road, the workouts I did on the road, how I used my truck and trailer as a piece of equipment, just to help these guys get hold of their own selves. Because it's not even, I don't care what somebody looks like. If you're comfortable in your skin, I don't care if you weigh 500 pounds or you weigh 100 pounds.
That's how you feel.
I want you mentally comfortable and happy. But what I don't
Right.
want to see is you got these guys out there that are, excuse me, busting their asses all week. They're working hard. Some of them are gone for weeks at a time away from their wives and their children, and they're going to die an early death because they're not taking care of their health. And I don't want to see that. There's nothing that gives me greater joy than to see my grandchildren and watch that stuff go down.
Yeah,
Right? To go to
I
their
hope
baseball
every truck
game.
driver reads your book. Because health is the number one thing, you know. That's one of my, we make wishes on dandelions all the time. I wish for a healthy family. I don't
Yeah.
care what happens, just give us a healthy family, right?
Yeah, just be there. No, these guys work so hard. They are the unsung heroes of the country. People don't realize it. If they shut down, this country shut down. No food, no furniture, no clothes, no nothing, right? The railroad can get it from point A to point B, but it can't get it to point C. You need a truck driver for that. And these guys
Yep.
are out here working, supporting their country. They did it through COVID when everybody else was shut down. They were out there working. They didn't get a lot of support. Health workers got a lot of support. You didn't hear about them braving it out there every day, going all over the place, delivering the food, medicine, clothes, drugs, everything that you needed to live your life. And so I want them to be healthy for their families. That's what's important to me.
Amen. I'm going to keep politically quiet on your podcast.
Well, yeah, no, politics are crazy. We try to stay away because
It's a
people
crazy
are.
time right now.
It is, and I can I can understand sometimes both sides of the argument, but there's got to be a better way. That's all I can say, right? There has got to be a better way than the way we're doing it right now.
I'll just
But
bobblehead.
yeah, but what are you doing in the future? What are you guys? So you've written an article. When we turning that into a screenplay?
Oh dear. I don't know. So I found this great place Grit and Grace project. They're a bunch of like-minded Christian women sharing stories to help other women. So you talk about you want to help people and build people up. It's, women that have went through real things, sharing their stories so, you don't feel alone when you're going through things. It's a great place. I started writing with them. So I'm just going to continue to write with them for now. Probably going to work on a book eventually. So we'll just see how things go. I don't want to put too much on my plate at once. I learned through the fire season not to overload myself and to not look at like, oh, well, when the house is done, we'll be happy. And so I'm trying to just enjoy the ride as it goes. I'm open to God's plan in my life. And if that's what he intends to happen, it'll happen.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I'm trying. I don't want to look for some form of gratification to be happy, like the house to be done to be happy.
Yeah,
We
it's like
need
a
to be
mirage.
happy every day.
Choose happy. Yeah, that was our
Yeah,
family motto before the fire. I got really lucky. Me and the twins and daddy, choose happy was like a thing. I started teaching them when they were toddlers. Like, you don't wake up and everything's perfect. You have to choose happy no matter your circumstance. And coincidentally, our house burnt down, and so it was a really great family motto to say like, we can still choose happy in this circumstance. Um, and so, yeah, it's a mirage. If you look at, oh, when I get the job, when I get the wife, when I get the raise, because then you get the job, wife, and raise, and you just want more, more, and more. And then you end up on your deathbed like, oh, I forgot to be happy. No, thank you.
yeah. No, you're right. Why do famous rich people commit suicide? It's not about things or money.
Yeah. No, it's so
Money
sad.
does not bring happiness. Yeah, it can ease some stress. It can ease, you don't have to worry about bills and things, but it will not make you a happy person. It won't make you learn to talk to your inner self and get over whatever depressions or anxieties that you have
Mhm.
or weaknesses that you're trying to overcome. The only thing that's going to help you overcome that is hard work and facing it head on. And
I
that's in
agree. And
anything in life.
we both have finance backgrounds, right? So I think that seeing all pictures of people financially really helped me with my finance career.
Hmm.
So somebody walking in living paycheck to paycheck, I was treating them the same way as the guy with, 7 zeros in his bank account. That doesn't impress me, you know?
No.
And I can say the same for you because I've seen you talk to both sides and you talk to both sides just the same.
Well, my number one thing, I always just try to appreciate people for their character, right?
Mhm.
I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you're sleeping in an alley around the corner. If you're a decent human being, you have my support.
Yeah.
If you're a piece of crap and you hurt people, yeah, I will pray for you. I will still love you. I want you to be better, but I'm not going to invite you into my house. I'll give you a
Yeah.
sandwich while you walk down the street, maybe if you're hungry, but
Oh,
I'm not
you'll give
having
him a
you come to my
sandwich. Well,
house,
God bless
right?
you. I need to work on my Christianity then because I
Well,
don't know if
no,
I'd make them a sandwich.
I try to find the good in everybody. I just do.
Yeah.
It's my nature, right? But I it's so important to me to treat people with respect, to recognize that we're all going through our own struggles. We've
Mhm.
all been there in one way or another. I don't care if you're rich or poor. strong or weak, it doesn't matter. We all have struggles. And I heard someone say something once. I wish I could remember who it was, but there was an issue that somebody had. I can't even remember what the issue was. And they were just losing their mind. They were so distraught
Mhm.
about this minuscule situation that they were dealing with.
But to them, it
And
was huge. Yeah.
yeah, somebody was making fun of them about it. And the other person said, listen, you shouldn't make fun of them because to them, that is the worst thing they've ever experienced in their life.
Mhm.
It may not be to you, but it is to them.
Yeah.
And so, we need to, sometimes I think we get so caught up looking inside of ourselves and what we think, what we believe, what we know, what we've been through, that we forget to focus and say, what have they been through? We don't know, right? Is that the worst thing that's ever happened to them? Because if it is, that's another level of tragedy for them that they've never experienced before. So do we make fun of them or do we pick them up, dust them off, lift them up, make them happy, right?
Yes. Share your story with them. What's their
Yeah.
story? I
Yeah.
think in sharing stories, there's just so much power, you know, whether it, takes the shame out of your story or it lifts another person up. But I'm definitely a fan of excavating and sharing stories.
And it's only one, right? What's the parable of the mustard seed? How tiny is a mustard seed?
Hmm.
And you plant it. Have you ever seen a mustard tree or bush? It's huge. And it comes from a very tiny seed. And maybe in this life you only help one person,
Hmm.
but how many people do they help? And
Exactly.
on and on and on, right?
So I
Maybe you
heard the
can
greatest thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
go,
you.
go, go, go.
Okay, so I heard the greatest thing. And like, when you're a kid, you're like, oh, what am I going to do? I'm going to be famous or I'm going to do this great thing with my life. Right. And as you get older, you're like, okay, realistically, not that your dreams shrink, but you're like, you're not 9 anymore. And
Yeah,
anyways, so, I wanted to be an interior designer and a lawyer when I was a kid.
yeah.
So anyways, I've always wanted to be a writer and I just thought, if I could save one person, with the stories I've been through, maybe they make better choices than I did, then I'll have succeeded, right? By telling my stories.
Hmm.
And so recently I've, had the epiphany of even if it's Grace, even if it's my daughter, right? And sometimes in life it's not about what you do, but who you raise that makes a difference. And so that really
100%.
helped me as a stay-at-home mom go, you know what? I don't have to do this big sparkly thing. I can raise these two great people and I'll be happy right at the end.
No, I agree. My greatest success is the hugs I get from my children. I mean,
Yes,
honestly, sorry, don't mean to get a little bit, but they
you're
mean
gonna
more
make
to
me
me
cry.
than anything on this planet. The love that I get from them, seeing them be successful and working hard and
Yeah,
doing the best that they can, that to me is ultimate success. I don't care about money or things or this or that. I care about those people though. I
yeah.
care about what they do, what they've done with their lives,
You
you
have some
know.
great kids and some great grandkids.
They're fantastic. I love them to death. The grandkids we had all of them over last night. It was a great
But you
time.
pour into that, you pour into those relationships. And I think that's the big difference, not, you're pouring love constantly into your family. And you can
Well,
see that.
I try. I'm not perfect. I screw that up sometimes too. Don't we all?
No
Don't we
way.
all
Are you
make
a human?
mistakes, say stupid things, do
Oh,
stupid
yeah.
things?
Yep. You know
Yeah,
my language. I say
yeah.
stupid.
I hear you. Yeah, we do. We do. We do. Let me ask you this, Kimberly. If you could tell anybody anything, what would it be?
Never give up.
Never give up.
Be tenacious. You will prevail no matter what it is that you want to do, no matter how impossible it seems, no matter what happens as the obstacles hit you day in, day out. Never give up. That seed was planted in your heart for a reason, and don't let anything deter you from what you want.
I love that. I love that. Never give up. That's the whole design of our company, Work Hard Peoples, is it's that never give up, work hard. Work hard every day. Every day we have opportunity to be great. Every day we have an opportunity to be better. It's just, are you going to put the work in? You going to work hard? Or are
Hmm.
you going to sit on the couch that day? You know,
Balance. I might do a little bit of both.
yeah. Well, sometimes you need a break, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And there's, I love college football, and there's Lou Holtz. He used to coach Notre Dame. He took them to a national championship. I believe it was the last national championship that Notre Dame won. But he said to his players in the locker room, he said, "Gentlemen, if you settle for second when first is attainable, you will never be able to live with yourselves."
True.
And I love that quote because we all have the ability to be first.
Hmm.
Got to work for it. And we
Hmm.
can't settle. We have to
Don't ever
get out
settle.
there and do it, right?
Hmm. Be
Emma,
tenacious.
yeah, Emma likes to say all the time, and I love that she focuses on this because it helps her in work, helps her in everything she does, right? So, are you familiar with Goggins?
No, but I'd love to come back on with Emma one day because she seems great from what I've watched so far.
Oh, she's great, and of course we'll have you
Yeah.
on. But Goggins, he's insane. This guy, he pushes through. He does things, and Emma tells this story often, and I love it. She says, "So he's always running, right?" So, a little background, just so you know, his name's David Goggins. He's written some motivational books. He was a kid. He wanted to be in the special forces. He failed out of the program, got home, got real fat, decided, you know what? I'm going to be a Navy SEAL one day. Started running. First day, he made it a quarter mile. Next day, he made it farther, farther, farther. Got himself in shape, joined the Navy, became a Navy SEAL. The whole 9 yards, right? This guy does ultra marathons, 250 miles steady running. He does all
Wow.
this stuff. And one day it's super hot outside and it's like 100 degrees and he's out running. And this guy goes, Goggins, what are you doing out here, man? Why are you running? It's so hot. And Goggins says, because you're not,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
You're not. So it's it's a great way to motivate yourself. I mean, he talks about it. He's like, man, I'm not perfect. There's times I don't want to do it. There's times I will sit on the end of my bed and look down at my running shoes for 30 minutes before I finally get off my butt and go run.
Yeah.
But that's the difference. It's the discipline. We need to be disciplined in our life. Motivation will not carry us all the way.
Mm-mm.
Motivation gets us started.
Hmm.
It's discipline that finishes the task. And no
Hmm.
matter
It's the
what
day
gets
to
thrown
day,
in our way,
the day to day choices you make.
correct, correct. Uh, so, hey, what do you got planned for the rest of the day?
Well, it's my birthday eve.
Oh,
So
yeah.
tomorrow I'm going to be 45.
Nice.
Yeah. Or I saw this shirt. It was said, I'm going to be 44 plus one. I just had to drop that one. Okay.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So I'm going to be 44 plus one. We're going to go to the Hard Rock Cafe, Hard Rock Hotel in Bristol, Virginia, meet up with another couple we met. And my brother's going to come stay with the twins. We're going to go have lunch and just go out
Nice.
for a couple hours. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'll be
Yeah.
awesome. Well,
What
hey,
about you?
girl.
You got another interview after me.
I do. I do. We're going to do a little one with my granddaughter. She wanted to be on Poppy's podcast, and Poppy can't say no.
And it's
So,
her birthday eve too, right?
correct.
She's an April 3rd
Correct.
baby. Okay, so
That's
everybody
right.
stay tuned. Stay tuned for a granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have you drop tomorrow morning and we'll drop her a little bit later in the week. So it'll be good.
Uh,
Be a
All
fun
right.
little deal. I'm
I'm
excited to do it too.
excited for what you're doing. I'm excited to keep watching and learning and growing with you. And I told you in California, we're going to be friends forever.
Oh yeah, girl, I love you guys, all of you, your children, your husband. He's a good dude. You
You
are
guys too.
fantastic. I've enjoyed working with you. I'm excited to see what you have coming out. I do periodically jump on your Facebook just to read your new articles. You just dropped one not long ago. What's that? What was the name of it? I was just reading it.
Hibernation. So this
Yes,
California
yeah,
girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hibernation. Yeah, I was just reading it. So I love them. Your
Thank
writing
you.
has passion, and
Thank you.
personality to it. And I think that's what is attractive, is that it's that personality that you give. And especially from someone like me who really knows your personality. I love it because I can see the spunk and the fight coming out, right? I can
Yeah,
see it. So, but I really appreciate you coming on here, sharing a little bit. Love
of
to have you
course.
on again.
Of course. You know, this was a big thing for me. I'm not a FaceTime person. I don't
Yeah,
do lives, but the
I
minute you
know.
about it, there was no way I was going to say no to you.
Well, I appreciate it. And you got me always, girl. If there's anything I can do, you know where to find me. So,
Same.
but hey, everybody, thank you so much. Please, once again, like and subscribe. Check out Kimberly's writings. Where are you posting your writing again? What's it called?
The Grit and Grace Project.
Grit and Grace Project, and I'll make sure and put a link in the bio for that. And yeah, follow her stuff. You'll really enjoy it. It will inspire you. It will get your ass moving. And I can't say enough about it. Remember always, you guys get out there and work hard, peoples. And most importantly, remember, don't forget to smile.
Love it. See you later.
Thanks so much for watching or listening. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at Work Hard Peoples LLC or Instagram at Work Hard Peoples LLC. You can also find us on our website at workhardpeoples.com. Have a great day or night. Don't forget to smile.